Hello, I'm Lauren, and this is Improving the World. I'm an international improviser based in Hong Kong, and I speak with amazing improv women all over the world. Today, I speak with Xoshil Rose. She is a Guatemalan improviser in Guatemala City, and she is the only female improv director in all of Guatemala, or I think Central America. We talk about what that looks like, especially being a woman in a landscape of mostly men in Latin America. Enjoy. I too am in Guatemala today, obviously. I'm in Tikal. Xochitl, you are an improv director and a performer. For anybody who is not familiar with improv in Guatemala, what is the improv scene like?
The improv in Guatemala is so new. We have 10 years to do improv, and the groups do a short form. Always try to do comedy and a little bit long form.
Is it people who are learning in Guatemala, or are people traveling and learning in other places and bringing the knowledge back?
The first group do improv in Guatemala is the persons direct that group study with a Mexican director. They bring to Guatemala and learn.
Yeah.
And they do a workshop in Guatemala, and the other people learn and know the new way for do theater. Most improvisers here do learning here, and only a little bit like me, we learn out of Guatemala.
Where did you study?
My first year here in Guatemala, and then Colombia 2 years ago, and the last year to study a diploma.
I love that there's an improv diploma. I'm super jealous, and I want one.
It's the best. Really.
If the improv scene is still really new, what about the audiences? Are people understanding what improv is, and how are they receiving it?
In the shows, we need to introduce what is improv, how much people never see improv in their life, and we explain a little bit about the dynamic. Always, we need to do an introduction. When people see first time improv, we have impressed because they don't have much experience with the theater in general, but when they see improv, oh my god, this is amazing. I don't think you create that in the moment. Other people think improv is stand-up. I think that was stand-up. No, it's not stand-up, and always is association with a comedy and a stand-up.
There is something really magical about people seeing improv for the first time. When you're in a place where people see it all the time, they become more critical because they know it and they've seen it. It's like if you see a movie for the first time, you're like, whoa, the world is moving in this box. But after you've seen, 100 movies, you're like, okay, that was okay. I love taking someone's improv virginity. It's the best. Yeah.
Yeah, and I note the audience come to see us is old people because the old people here don't have healthy entertainment because the comedies here is so racist, bad words, and it's not a kind of comedy that people all like. But when see improv, we really like because it's so innocent and so refreshing.
I love that. I love the idea that you have all young performers maybe, and then just this crowd of old people. I think that would just be so great. So, Xochitl, tell me about directing improv. There's not always, but there can be a director for improv. What does that mean? We're just improvising, we're making it up in the moment. What's the director for? What are you doing?
Okay, I'm directing a group. The name of the group is Alquimia Escena. I have 2 years, I think 3, direct that group. We learn the same improv comedy, but in this case, when I started to direct, I really want to experiment the other kind of improv, emotions, techniques in the improv, and ask my partners, what do you like or what do you want to do in the improv? They tell me, and write to this and construct a scheme.
Xochitl, what are you constructing? You're making format? Are you making a plan for the show? You tell people where to stand?
Yes, I planning the whole year. Okay, for example, this year we do long form because we need to experiment. And okay, I really want to experiment the emotions or the relationships in the characters. Okay, I do a chronogram for the whole year training and presentations. And I try to presentation not only in the city, because the art is so central in the capital, but we need to expand, and we try to do presentations out of the city. I plan the training, the cada sesión, the rehearsals,
Yeah.
and I direct the rehearsals. We construct all together the show. And another year, this is my mom.
Hola, mom. She's like not even paying attention. I love it.
We do a long form with the other countries directors, and we have the opportunity to bring the directors and learn about the long form.
Yeah.
And then I will direct that long form.
The director of a movie or a play, one idea, it's very clear, and I tell you, but with improv, anything can happen. It sounds like you're doing a lot of planning, but then during a show, you just watch.
I prefer no acting when I direct, but sometimes we don't have much people to do the show, and I need to stay in the show with the others. I prefer to see what is the abilities, them in the rehearsals to strong the abilities.
You're trying to understand your performers and who's good at what, and then if this person needs help in this space, you see it, and then you help them increase their ability. Yeah. That's lovely. Yes. You're trying to grow the audience, grow the awareness. You're traveling and you're performing in different cities, different places. How is your work different than what other people are doing?
We don't enclose in comedy. It's not necessary to do comedy always. And always say that for my group, I'm my mother. It's not necessary to do that. I don't like so much American style of improv because it's so rigid and loud. And in the USA last year, I see a show and it's so good, but it's so much talk. And here in Central America, the improv is so much corporal, the body and the motion. The last year we do only long form. But long forms need a theater. People sit and don't eat because we need to put attention, but we need more public. This year, the plan was, because coronavirus, short form, not the traditional short form we always do in Guatemala, because it's the same. You see a show now, it's the same we do years ago. We try to put variants in the games or construct games.
Shifting gears a little bit, tell me what it's like being a woman in this space. In terms of the improv scene being new, what's the community? Are there lots of men? Are there lots of women?
In directors, I am the only woman. We have 6 groups in Guatemala, but always as director by a man. Always more men in my group, 3 women and 2 men. We are more, but we try to equally. I feel alone in a way. I don't have more women to talk to. I really like that to happen.
Yeah, it would be good for that to happen. I agree. Do you think that there's a difference of you being a director who is a woman? Do you think there's something really interesting on that bookshelf that your mother needs? I don't know what she needs, but something on that bookshelf is amazing. Is there a difference where you are in Guatemala being a female or male director?
Yes, I think it's my opinion. The man direct is like, it's my idea. I do that and we all do that because My way is to listen the others. What do you like to do? And I listen. I do, like cards. I put what do you like? Write me. And I learned this before, and another day I read that, they want to do that. And I plan the base, and we see, we don't need only comedy. We need to do another thing. Or we need to young people need to do comedy for attract the people, attract more people. We don't have much people to do improv in this moment. We need to do workshops. Workshop for more people do that. in the future.
You're not just coming with one idea. You are gathering ideas. You're hearing the opinions of the people that you work with and really trying to have an awareness of what your team wants, but also what the community needs. You're trying to do your annual planning with the feedback. I wonder if that is about you or if that is about gender. I mean, I don't know. I don't have an answer. We need more women who are directing and who are improvising in Guatemala. And then we can do a really good survey and then we can really know the data. So you could have one director with a very clear vision and then you have a very clear show. You could gather ideas of lots of people and you could have a very different show. It could be messy, it could be amazing, it could be horrible, it could be sexy, it could be cool. Do you think the art is different when you have one person's idea versus the idea of many people?
Yes, because the people feel the other listen to my idea and I feel happy. My group, I think, feel happy because it's not, we need to do that and it's the only way. Shut up. No, they really like to stay in the group, collaborations. Sometimes I don't have ideas, I don't have the solutions for the problems, and the others give me that. We feel like a, like a family. And other groups, maybe the people go, I don't know why, but in my group specifically, we always try to talk and communicate what I'm feeling, want.
So you were talking before about trying to grow the community, share your ideas, or just generally get people to know what improv is. Who's coming to the workshops?
Sometimes I do workshops specific for a group. Sometimes I do workshops for the communities out of the city, for young people to learn about the theater. And I do a basic workshop of improv. It's so interesting because a lot of types of people. There's the most young and more old people come, and always is men, women, young, old, everything. When I have young people we never do theater or scenic art, they're so creative and so free. And I have the experience with old people do art, and classic theater is so heavy for these people to learn a new technique. And so, it's so weird for them. Persons confront with me, is this is a theater? Please show me improviser. You do improviser. Oh my God, relax.
So people are challenging improv. They're challenging if improv is a theater style.
Always is a man, all men. When I come to the room class and I see the people and I see an old man, I think, please don't ask me that because I'm dying. And then boom, the question, no.
Right.
Always.
I've never had this question ever. How interesting. Guatemala, are you listening, Guatemala? It's a theater style. It's a theater style.
Yes, always have a discussion. And for me, so, because I lost time for another thing more interesting to do, like explain the technique of the theater is that, and the theater is another. Oh my God, it's going, no, play, please.
Okay. We're spending time talking about why versus trying.
Yeah.
Can I just ask you, do you think that the challenge is for you because you are a woman? Because you said it's always older men who are bringing this up. You see the gentleman and you think him, I know it's going to be him. So it's not the young people and it's not the women and it's not young men. Do you think it's because you're a woman or your age or?
I think it's my age. Yes, I am a young woman. And when I do workshops for young people, really don't have that problem, never. But when old people see me, it's like, you give the workshop, yes? Oh, okay. I think the people think she's young, she don't know nothing. I think that is the first thought they have.
They want you to prove yourself that you can be the teacher and you need to show your worthiness before they'll listen. And I hear you about age and it's an interesting topic. And I wonder, when are you young and when are you old? Is it because they are older than you? In 10 years, are you still young? I mean, there's no answer.
See, there's no answer, but in my experience with the art in general on the theater, When you are more old, you have more voice, you have experience, intellect. My luck is travel in another countries, and maybe that the people think, okay, she knows because she traveled, because here don't have the access to learn improv like in Colombia, for example, or in United States or in Canada.
Because of the proximity of other countries in Central America, it's like Europe, you have so many small countries next to each other. Does that mean that the countries are learning from each other and that you can travel around and teach and share and collaborate style, thoughts, or perspective?
Guatemala and Costa Rica is the only country we do improv, the only countries we have groups do improv, but El Salvador, Honduras, Nicaragua don't do that group yet. I think the group in Costa Rica do a workshops in Honduras, and I do workshops in Honduras too. I learn when they travel and these workshops, people is so free because they don't have much access. If I don't have in Guatemala, they don't have.
Yeah, they have even less. If they don't have improv, then they are coming with a fresh perspective and they are ready and they are open.
I think that all Central America is a land with many opportunities for improv to influence the Central American communities, share improve values. They will make us a more unit country and create a more exchange.
You're helping to drive a really cool new trajectory for improv. And you are, the only, if not the first female director of improv in all of Central America. What are your words of wisdom?
Improv for me is a change of life. And the improv comes in the right time for me. If you want to do improv, the improv comes to you in a magic way. You don't need to found because the improv comes to you. I think that the persons do the workshops always have that feeling. I really want to do because I want to apply this in my life. It's so special when you have the principle of the basic values in the improv and you apply in your life. It's a gift, not only for the teacher, for the whole community. For me, it's so important. I think you need to stay in the present and the improv comes to you.
Yes, please. The improv comes to you. And if people are in other parts of Central America and they want the improv to come to them, you can go and teach and spread the improv love all around.
Someday we have groups in all Central America and we do it.
So if somebody wants to find you, watch you perform, hire you, have you do a workshop, just come and throw money at you, how can they find you?
In Facebook and Instagram, Xoshil Rose. And I have a YouTube too. My group is Alquimia Escena in Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube.
I'll link below. It was a pleasure speaking with you and learning about the scene in Guatemala. Thank you for your time.
I'm sorry for my English. It's not perfect. You have to come here.
I'm definitely going to come, and also everybody's going to come. We're all going to Guatemala together, right, everyone? We're just going to descend. Thousands of improvisers will just show up. This is my guest, Xoshil Rose. More improving the world, where that came from. Thank you very much. Bye-bye. So, did you love the video? If you did, please say kind and wonderful things in the comments down below and look for more improving the world. Thanks.